All right, welcome back, my dear student. So, before I told you that I was going to show you a way to actually secure this little folder right here, just in case you try to put this in a live server or something like that. Now, of course, what I want you to do is, keep this file, this config outside of the public directory. That would be the safe bet. But just in case you have it like this and you want to secure it, I'm going to show you a way to do it. Super simple. Let's create a file called .htaccess. All right, and now we're gonna write some a very small line of object direct, not object, server directive here. It's like a command for server. So I'm gonna say options hyphen indexes like this. Indexes. All right. Let's put the hyphen there. All right. So now if let's actually go to that folder real quick. I gotta go to my Finder. That way I can show you how that looks in the folder version, in the folder. All right. So as you can see here, all right, you can't see that file there. That's a system file. So now if I go to, I try to access that folder from here. So mass app, enter. You're gonna see that it says access forbidden. All right. So you don't have permission. So basically, if you go to a live server, that folder, you would literally see this folder disappear. The server would not even show it. All right. So that's one way of securing this. Now, let's actually work on the next phase of our application, which is sending the code. All right. So what we want to do is we want to send a code to a cell phone and then grab that code and verify here on this page. All right. So first of all, let's go and build that page, right? So let's go to code.php here, and basically we don't need HTML here. What we need is a command for every time we visit this page to be sent, right? A code. All right. So let's actually instantiate. Let's actually grab the code from here because we're already instantiating this here, and as a matter of fact, we can grab a lot of stuff from here. All right. Let's grab everything from there. How about that? All right. Oops. We need some PHP tags in there. Okay. All right. All right. Let's paste that in there a little bit. Okay, cool. All right. That's fine. You'll leave it like this. All right, cool. So now we instantiate the object, right? Now, instead of sending this, instead of it being this number here, we need to actually have some type of number. So the number that we want to put here is the client's number, right? Now remember that we are actually, creating this page here just to show you how this is done. But what you want to actually do is when the customer, let's say for example, the customer wants to, they submit an application to your website, a registration application, and at the same time you ask for the phone number, right? So on that page that you're asking for information, the email address, the username, all that stuff, you want to ask for the phone number as well. That's where you want to have this piece of code right here. You want to be able to send a message, instantiate the client. You send a message to that user's phone number, right? We're gonna statically do this right here. All right. So, and the phone number that I had, if let me see if I can go back here and I can get it from here. I think it was 539. So this would be the phone number I got. So that's the phone number that I'm gonna put so that I can get it in my cell phone. All right, my Google Voice number. All right, and here, before we do this, what we need to do before we send the message is create that code. Now, to create that code is super simple, guys. I mean, there are many ways of doing it. I'm gonna use a very simple unique ID function. This is gonna produce like a unique amount of characters there every time. So we can also, what we can do is we can assign this to a session as well. All right, make sure you have your session start. All right, so we are assigning the unique ID to the code, and that code we are assigning it to the session. And here we can have that code there. All right, so now we're sending to the user. We're using the phone number, of course, that we have in the Twilio account. We are statically putting this, but you might want to put your user's phone number here. And then we're sending the message, which in this case would be the code. We don't need 4 parameters. We only need 3. All right, cool. And now here, all we have to do is say something like your code has been sent. Okay, I just realized that on this index, my message, instead of sent, I put set. All right, let's go back. All right, so when somebody visits this page, we're gonna be sending this code somewhere. All right, let's try it out real quick. Sent. Your code has been sent. Now let me check my Google account. All right. So Google Voice. All right. As you can see, that would be the code right here. Okay, so we want to grab that code and go to the verify page and verify. All right, but before we do that, I also want to implement here another feature here. We're gonna do this in the database. It would be a very good thing to actually have this code inside the users, inside a table somewhere in the database, so that way you can not only use sessions to pull that code if you need it, but use a database which is more secure, right? Because the user can have the sessions turned off, right? So that's one way, but it would be nice to store it in the database and then to pull it out when you need it. All right, so it's always there, and delete it, of course, when you don't need it. All right, so what we want to do is we're gonna go to our PHP myadmin and create some type of database, right? PHP myadmin. Right, there we go. I'm gonna create a database. I'm gonna call this SMS. All right, cool. I'm just gonna put 2 columns here, and I'm gonna call this verifications. All right. So, and this verification table is going to have 2 columns. We're gonna have an ID of type int, and this is gonna be primary, and we're gonna leave this empty here. Let me just make this a little bigger here. Make sure it's auto increment. The second column would be code. We're gonna make this, I don't know, you can make this however you want. It depends really what functionality you're using. If you're using a lot of if you're hashing your code and you're creating a lot of characters, make sure this is like a text field or something like that, so it has no limit. All right, because I know my code is not that big, I'm just gonna make sure there is a varchar. All right, cool. Let's just save it. All right, good. Now if you want this to be bigger, all right, and you want to hash it, you can do MD5, and that would be bigger and more secure. It's up to you. Now you don't want to send a code too big on the user's cell phone, right? It would not look very nice. But anyway, all right, so that part is set. On the next lecture, what we're going to be doing is actually making a query and inserting this in the database. All right, cool. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Take care.